In today's episode of What's Pissing You Off Wednesday for February 23rd, 2022, I, Kevin McTaggart, the grumpiest comic in Vermont, will rant about the following topics. Kids that don't buy anything, people who spend a lot of money at a restaurant but don't tip, daylight savings time, kids that don't listen to their parents, and Ashli Babbitt. Let's get to this week's episode. Alright, our first contribution this week comes from G.W. Foley. He's pissed off at kids that don't buy shit. Let me explain. G.W. and I went with our friend and professional wrestler Pierre the Beast Vachon to his show at Truly Independent Wrestling down in Massachusetts over this past weekend. And we got in for free because we worked his merch table. So we're sitting at the merch table the entire time. And kids would come up and we'd be like, hey, how's it going? And they'd be like, I don't have any money. We're just asking how you're doing. We don't care that you have money or not. But what the fuck is that all about, right? Is that just what their parents tell them to say? Look, if you go over to those tables, you tell them you don't have any money. You let them know you don't have any money, all right? You just do that. Instead of, I guess they're being safe by not like having conversations with strangers, but at the same time, blurting out, I don't have any money when someone's trying to say hello is kind of fucking stupid. It doesn't build good social, it doesn't help the children become better citizens if instead of just saying hi back, they just say, I don't have any money. That's all they do. That's all these kids did every time they'd come up to the merch table. GW would be like, hi, and they'd be like, I don't have any money. I'm like, did you not hear what we said? You can say hi back. It's all right. We're just trying to sell you pictures, autographed pictures for $5, and we're just trying to say, hey, how you doing? And you're telling us you don't have any money. I mean, honestly, is that how you're gonna be as an adult when you go into a restaurant or a store or something like that, and the clerk goes, hey, how you doing? I don't have any money. You're gonna do that? And as an adult, is that how you're gonna fucking respond? It's almost how I kind of respond, to be honest. Like whenever I go into a store, I usually say, I'm just looking. But I'm not saying that I'm like a perfectly, socialized person. But I'm just saying that's the thing, like these kids, they have to know if someone says hi, you say hi back. But of course, if the conversation turns into something else, that's when you say, I don't have any money, and then run away. Just run away. You don't feel comfortable in the situation, run away. But we're just two dudes sitting at a table with some pictures that they can that they can buy or whatever like that. They were only $5. But like, the only thing they fucking said was, I don't have any money. And like, a simple hi back would have been fine. A simple hi, I don't have any money. Sorry. We didn't even try to sell them anything. We weren't even trying to sell them anything. Granted, we wanted to sell them things. But in this case, we were just trying to be nice. And instead of them being nice back, their response was, I don't have any money. Children are our future. If children are our future, then the future is completely fucked. But thank you, GW, for the contribution. Next one is from my favorite brother-in-law, Stephen Shepard. He's pissed off at people who spend $500 at a restaurant and don't tip at all. I've seen stories like this happen a lot of like people who spend like a shit ton of money at a restaurant and then they don't tip that much, or they don't tip at all. Oh my god, that's just stupid. If it were me as the restaurant worker and they didn't tip at all, that's when I would completely commit credit card fraud. Oh, you're not going to tip us at all. Well, you know what we're going to do? We've got your credit card numbers now, dumbass. You're not going to tip us? We're going to take drastic action. You're not going to tip us? What if it's like a bunch of guys who go to the restaurant together and they don't tip? You know what they do? You know what the clerk should do? Just buy online porn. So then it shows up on the bank statements. And then the wives can see, oh, what did you do? Why did you do that? Why did you buy all this stuff? And, you know, they're breaking up marriages, but it's totally fucking deserved because those guys didn't tip. You know? Something like that. But that's in that scenario. But just like, if you're gonna spend, like Steven said, $500 at a restaurant, you better tip like $100. That just makes fucking sense. You're gonna be spending $600. If you're willing to spend that much at the restaurant, $500 worth, and then you barely fucking tip, you need to think that through. If you're willing to spend this much, but you can't spend like a little bit more, then don't spend a lot of money. It doesn't make any fucking sense that these people do that. It's just so stupid. I've seen reports of that happen all the time, and it's like, and I love that social media exists where restaurant workers can like out these scumbags for doing this shit, for not tipping when they spend like $500 worth of food and booze and stuff like that, and then don't tip. Did they forget? I doubt that they forgot. Sometimes I could admit if they forgot, then they can come back and pay. But it's like, if it's been a couple days and they still haven't come back to fix their mistake, that's just fucking wrong. And those people we should enact a law where if you spend over $500 at a restaurant and don't tip at least 20%, then the restaurant workers have your credit card information and can buy $500 worth of stuff on your credit card. That should be a law. That's right. If you don't tip at least 20%, or you don't tip at all, then the restaurant workers get to spend 100% of the bill that you bought. Like if you buy $500, if you have a $500 bill at the restaurant and don't tip it, then the restaurant workers can spend $500 on whatever the fuck they want. That should be a rule. Some sort of rule like that. I don't make rules and policies, but that should be the fucking rule. Thank you very much for the contribution, Stephen. Next one is from Vincenzo Santoro. He lists two things here, okay? But I'm just going to talk about one of them. But I'm going to read the whole tweet. Oh, and daylight savings time, and the fact that nobody can have civil conversations anymore. We're just going to stick to daylight savings time. Daylight savings time is fucking stupid. Daylight savings time, according to the John Oliver Show, was something that was created hundreds of years ago, before there were things like electricity. You know? But now, like, daylight savings time just is antiquated and unnecessary, and we don't need to have it anymore. It's so fucking stupid. This coming up, daylight savings time, should be the last one. Let this be the last one, and then we never do it again. Because we don't need to do daylight savings time anymore. It's completely unnecessary to do daylight savings time anymore. It's fucking stupid to do daylight savings. We need to stop doing daylight savings time. It's ridiculous to keep doing daylight savings time. It's antiquated, and it makes no sense, and it has not. We've evolved so much as a society that we no longer need daylight savings time. The only reason why daylight savings time is probably kept around now is to get people in trouble at work for coming in late. That's it. That's the only reason I can see why we have daylight savings time. So we should, after this one coming up, we should not do it anymore. Let's end daylight savings time. Because it's useless. Thank you, Vincenzo, for the contribution. All right, the next one is from Leslie Zebrowitz, top contributor to What's Pissing You Off Wednesday. Did I call the podcast What's Pissing You Off Wednesday at the beginning? I think I did. I kind of did the intro different this time around. Because why not? I'm just toying with shit. See if you like it. I might change it back. The intro's a lot quicker, even though it took me a couple minutes to record it to get it to be correct. So, but that's behind the scenes shit that you don't need to hear. But is anybody even fucking listening right now? Or watching right now? I don't even know. I'm trying some different things this time with this video. Some different techniques and whatnot. I've been editing the video a lot more. So, that's what's happening. So I hope you like how the podcast sounds and or looks, however the fuck you're watching and or listening to this. Anyway, Leslie Zebrowitz is pissed off about the fact that I have to repeat every dang thing I say to my kid, even if I preface it with her name, or hey, or kiddo, or if there is no one else around. I don't talk to myself that much. Talking about a lot of kids and the stupid shit that they're doing in this episode of the What's Pissing You Off Wednesday for February 23rd, 2022. Seriously, kids need to listen to their parents. It's so annoying when I'm out and about and parents are yelling at their kids because they're not listening to them. I mean, honestly, they're your parents. Listen to your parents. But maybe it's not really the parents' fault. I know it's probably not Leslie's fault because she's an excellent parent. But, like, seriously, if your kids aren't listening, I don't know what the fuck. I can't give any advice on your kids not listening. But it sucks that, like, kids today don't listen to their parents as much anymore. Or maybe they've never really listened to their parents. Maybe they don't, but I'm just like, that's frustrating how, like, Leslie's kid doesn't listen to her or doesn't respond unless she says her name, you know? But, like, but she's the only one there. She still does it. Is she just doing it just to razz her mother? Is that what she's doing it? If that's the case, bravo. Good on you, Leslie's daughter, who I won't reveal the name of because she didn't put her name in the Facebook comments, so I'm not going to go there. But yeah, it's just stupid. Why are kids so fucking stupid nowadays? They don't want to buy shirt. They don't want to buy shit at merch tables. They don't want to listen to their parents. They do it rebelliously. I mean, what the hell? Are kids today just scared and stupid? Are we just making kids more scared and stupid than they were before? Is that all we're doing? Scared, stupid, and rebellious? Is that... why do we suck at, educating our kids nowadays? Why are we so damn scared about raising our kids? Like, why are we producing shitty kids? It's just ridiculous to me. Like, I don't have kids, so I think that makes me an expert on kids, but what the hell are you doing to your kids? It's probably the screen time. They're probably looking at their screens way too much. That's what it is. It's screen time. That's why the kids don't listen. They're too busy doing stuff that they'd like to do instead of doing the things like listening to their parents. You know? So, anyway. I hope that was good enough for you, Leslie, but you don't listen or watch this podcast anyway. Or if you do, let me know that you do, because I didn't think you did. But if you do now, that's great. But Leslie, if you watch this part, let me know if you actually listen to my podcast. Anyway, thank you again for the wonderful contribution. We have one more rant, one more topic for this week's What's Pissing You Off Wednesday for February 23rd, 2022. I'm saying the date again because I can't remember if I actually said it at the beginning of the episode. Let me know if I did. Anyway, the last one is from Rob Stewart. He's pissed off at folks who think seditionist Ashli is a definition of patriot. Rob is referring to Ashli Babbitt, the woman who took part in the insurrection of the Capitol on January 6th and was shot by a cop. She was shot by a cop because she was inside the Capitol. She had broken in with everyone else, and I don't know exactly the details, but the cop shot her, and deservedly so. She stormed the Capitol because the fuckstorm of a president, Donald Trump, told everyone there to storm the Capitol. Rudy Giuliani told them it's a trial by combat. These people were worked up, so they all marched down to the Capitol and broke down the fucking windows and went into the goddamn Capitol and went into the congressmen's offices, several of their offices, scaring some of these people, traumatizing some of these people, killing some people. Cops were killed. Cops were hurt. Cops were traumatized by all these people storming the Capitol building. So Ashli Babbitt, one of the insurrectionists, was killed, and deservedly fucking so. She deserved everything that she got that day. She stormed the Capitol to stop the Electoral College from happening. And she got shot and she died. And she fucking deserved it. And is she a patriot? Fuck no. That's not the definition of a patriot. Ashli Babbitt is not the definition of a patriot. She's the definition of a domestic terrorist. And that's all I have to say about that cunt. Thank you so much for the contribution there, Rob Stewart. And thank you so much for listening to this week's episode and or watching this week's episode of What's Pissing You Off Wednesday for February 23rd, 2022. I can't believe I just said the C word on a YouTube video. Anyway, happy What's Pissing You Off Wednesday, everybody.